Hey guys, welcome to Indiahikes Trek News. I'm Swathi, bringing you the latest news from the trekking world. Today I have some really good news for you from all our winter treks. I have some really good pictures and videos as well. I have some news for trekkers who don't want to spend too much on trekking gear, and I have a trek for you to do on your own this weekend. So let's get started. Let's start with the first big news of the day, and that's about snowfall on all our winter treks. Another wave of western disturbances hit our country on around December 12th and 13th, bringing with it a lot of snowfall. If you're not sure what the western disturbances are, you can take a look at the link in the description. We have explained it in detail. But basically, these waves brought in a lot of snow, leaving behind at least 3 or 4 feet of snow on all our Uttarakhand treks. Even a trek way in the east like Sandakphu saw snowfall, and trekkers got to witness the first big snow of this winter. In fact, many trekkers couldn't complete the trek and make it to the summit, but nobody's complaining. I mean, how can you when you are in the middle of a snowball fight like this?
That's a shot! That's a shot!
Man, I wouldn't want to be stuck in the middle of that one. So anyway, we have some really gorgeous pictures and footage from all our winter treks. Here goes. This is from Brahmatal, Kedarkantha, Dayara Bugyal, Deoryatal, Sandakphu, Mukta Top, and Harkidun. We have a trekker reporting for us from the Harkidun trek.
A couple of days before, when we left this place, it was green, and today I haven't seen this much of snowfall in my lifetime as of now.
Now that you've seen the fun side of snow, I want to show you the flip side as well. Here's some behind the scenes footage from all of our treks. When there's such heavy snowfall, every little thing becomes a challenge. Whether it's clearing the trail in waist deep or knee deep snow, whether it's maintaining our trekking gear, the tents, sleeping bags, making sure they're dry and comfortable for trekkers who are coming in, or whether it's something as simple as transport. Roads get blocked, earth movers have to come in and clear the trails, vehicles are buried under snow. So every little thing is a challenge, and our teams are going out of their way to make sure everything's warm and comfortable for trekkers. But in case a trail is completely blocked and going to the summit is not possible, we have alternate plans devised so that you get a winter experience. We usually have excursions around the base camps or from a campsite so that you get that experience that you came for. But in case you find that you're not able to cope up with the weather conditions or you cannot go anywhere further at all, then don't worry about it. You're welcome to come back anytime in future and trek with us again. We will not charge you for this because we know the pain of an incomplete trek. So don't worry about it. Just make sure you gear up well for your winter trek and go ahead. Speaking of trekking gear, I have some good news for those of you who don't want to spend too much on trekking gear. We now have gloves available for rent on our rental store. We've noticed that a lot of trekkers buy gloves. These are things they use maybe once or twice in a year, only on treks, and at home it goes and sits in a cupboard. So we don't want you all spending so much on a pair of gloves. They can be pretty expensive. So we now have them available for rent at just ₹50 for the entire duration of your trek. To make sure of hygiene, every trekker will be getting a liner as well to wear inside the gloves, and you have a clean, hygienic experience with the gloves. These gloves are really good. They are windproof and water resistant. They will keep you very warm on any of these winter treks. So head over to the link in the description. If you're trekking with us, make sure you rent a pair of gloves. Don't unnecessarily buy one. Another good news is that we are renting 2 trekking poles and not just one when you opt for rentals. This is because we have known and experienced the benefits of using 2 trekking poles, which we'll cover at the end of the show anyway. So make sure you go ahead and take a look at those as well. Which brings me to my next piece of news, and this is some really good news from the Green Trails team. They have been researching on conserving water for a long time and using water more efficiently. So I have Neha reporting for us.
Hi everyone, I'm Neha. I have some very good news for you today. Our Green Trails team has found a way to reduce the amount of water that we use on our treks by 84%. Now this is a significant amount of water because, as you know, on our treks we use water from natural resources. So it is very important that we are efficient in the way we use it. The system that we use is called a 3-sink washing system. You might be familiar with it. You see it in gurudwaras or summer camps. Now, what happens is that you have 3 steel sinks kept side by side. The first sink has warm water with a little bit of dishwashing liquid. The second one has warm water, which is just without any dishwashing liquid, it's plain. And finally, you have regular temperature water. Now, this system is, we have noticed on our campsite, has reduced the amount of water that we use, and our trekkers love it because they don't have to put their hands into cold water, and the hot water ensures that the food grease is taken out more easily. Our staff are extremely grateful about it because now they don't have to go up and down and get water from faraway places because the amount of water that we're using has reduced drastically. On an average day, we were using about 200 liters of water. This meant that the staff would have to go almost twice or thrice a day to get water. Now we are using only 24 liters a day, so you can imagine the load that we have taken off of them. To add to it, we are ensuring that the water is changed regularly so it's hygienic. So this new washing system not only reduces the amount of water that we are using, it's efficient, it's hygienic, and it's simple to use. So we're rolling it out as we speak on our slopes. So next time you go on your trek this winter, make sure you look out for it and be mindful about the amount of water that you're using.
So this brings me to the next news, which is about our Chhattisgarh jungle trek. Last time I had reported to you that we had to close down our previous route in Guru Ghasidas National Park. The park has been made a tiger reserve now, so trekkers are not permitted to go there anymore. So we had opened up our new trail near Amarkantak, starting from Rajmedgarh. And trekkers are absolutely loving this trail. They are seeing the dense forests, the rivers, the tribals that live there, and not one of them has any complaints about this new trek, which gave us the confidence to actually open it up for all trekkers from January and February onwards. So head over to the link in our description below. You'll find all the details of the Chhattisgarh jungle trek and the new dates as well. So go ahead and sign up for that. For our next segment, we're going to tell you about one trek that you can do on your own this weekend. As you know, at Indiahikes, we love it when trekkers go and trek on their own, which is why we have such extensive documentations on our website. So this week, I have Saurabh from our documentation team bringing to you a trek that you can do on your own this week.
Hi, my name is Saurabh Sawant, and today we are going to talk about the Kumta Gokarna beach trek. Starting from the coastal town of Kumta, it is one of those rare beach treks in India. Now I have trekked quite a bit along the western coast and I'm yet to find a trek which combines so many elements. You have the trail which goes over the hilly areas, then it passes to some of the most scenic beaches in India and grasslands that stretch as far as the eyes can see. What's more, you even get to climb a fort on the way. It stretches about 20 kilometers and it would take you about 2 days to cover it, and that makes it a very good weekend trek for both beginners and experienced trekkers alike. Both Kumta and Gokarna are very well connected by railways, so you can even attempt it in the reverse direction, starting from Gokarna and ending at Kumta. But I would suggest you start it from Kumta because when you end it at Gokarna, you have that luxury of spending a couple of days over there visiting the temples and just relaxing after the trek. It's a good trek to do on your own, and all the information that you need, you can find it on the Indiahikes website. We'll drop a link in the description below. Everything from the route to take, whom to contact, and the GPX file to help you navigate, you will find it in the trek page. If there's any more information that you need, please write to me at saurabh@indiahikes.com.
So anyway, that brings me to my last topic of the day, which is where we are discussing trekking poles with our founder, Arjun Majumdar. So he's been trekking for over a decade now, and he's found that using 2 trekking poles is something every trekker must do. So let's hear from him about why every trekker must use 2 poles.
I'm really happy that our trekkers have now started using a single trekking pole while they're trekking, but now I would like them to move on to 2 trekking poles. Now a single trekking pole obviously saves a lot of energy when you're trekking. 2 trekking pole saves even more. But there are a lot of other benefits which comes with when you use 2 trekking poles. The biggest benefit is there is a lot more stability and balance when you're trekking, especially when you're descending or when you're climbing up. Now why is that important? The more balanced you are, the more energy you save. 2 trekking pole gives you that balance. Second thing, when you're on these very uneven trails, and every Himalayan trek of ours has very uneven trails somewhere or the other, you need more stability and balance. You cannot afford a single strain on your leg, on your calf, on your hamstrings. You don't want that. You want more stability, you want more balance, and you don't want any injuries on your trek. And 2 trekking poles saves a lot more injuries than a single does. But more than that, there's an added bonus which you get when you use 2 trekking poles, is that your speed becomes a lot faster when you're using 2 trekking poles. It doesn't matter whether you're an average trekker, whether you're a fast trekker, whether you're a slow trekker. The moment you get onto 2 trekking poles, your speed is going to increase. Now, what does it indicate? Basically is when your speed increases, your efficiency has increased, you're saving more energy. So just switch to 2 trekking poles. This is how trekking is done across the world, and I would really like you to start doing it.
Use 2 trekking poles, it makes all the difference in the world. Which brings us to the end of today's Indiahikes Trek news. One thing I want to leave you with is that our last few Mountain Lovers Gold calendars are left. We had around 1500 of them and they're all sold out within a week of pre-order. So make sure you go ahead and buy yours. We are not printing anymore and they're all collector's editions. They look grand on your wall. You'll find the link in the description below. If you have any questions or thoughts you want to share with us, drop in a comment. You can also write to me on tws@indiahikes.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're constantly sharing news and updates from the trekking world on all our social media platforms. So thank you for joining us today. We'll be back in a fortnight. Thanks for watching.